Onkar ji, can we start?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay. So, good morning to everyone. Good morning to all our panelists and our attendees. My name is Rishabh Doshi and I'm from Classic Holidays. Today we bring to you a very different offbeat resort all the way from Mulshi, Pune. The name is Atmantan. As you can see, my background is of Atmantan. I've had a virtual background. And we will also be having the GM, Mr. Onkar Singh, and Dr. Manoj with us, talking us through the property. Before we start, again, just a few more announcements. The winners for yesterday's contest for the Marriott Masuri and Love Made in Mahabaleshwar are Mr. Narendra Shah from Good Holidays and Mr. Pradeep from Wacofy Holidays. So congratulations to both the winners. Before we start, I would request Siddharth to put in the future webinar lists and the future webinar links in the chat box so they can so people can register. He's done that right now. We've added 2 hotels. I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday. We have added the Corinthians Pune, and we've also added the Hyatt properties of Goa. Again, one very important announcement. On Tuesday, we will be having Mr. Nikhil Desai, who is the Managing Director of Goa Tourism, with us. And he will be giving his insights for a few minutes as to how is Goa Tourism going to tackle the post-COVID era. So without wasting much time, Mr. Singh, should we start with the video?
Yes, let's start with the video.
Okay, so I'll just start with the video right now. Just 1 second. One second, I just stopped sharing. I forgot to enhance the video. Just give me a second, sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it'll pay fine now. So that was the video on Atmantan. Just 1 second. So I think, Omkarji, I think we'll hand it over to Abhishek. So Abhishek is in the property right now, and he'll just take us for a few minutes. He'll take us through what the property actually looks like. So this will be more like a live webinar, because even Omkarji is in the property right now, and Abhishek will just take us through the property. So Abhishek, over to you. Can you take us through, please?
Yeah, sure. I'm sharing the video.
Yeah, we can see you.
Cool. So I'll start.
Yeah.
So while Abhishek is walking, I will just put a small commentary along with that. What you see in the picture right now are our rooms. The first view you get to the rooms as you are driving into our property. And what you see now is the driveway where the cars come and stop and people deboard for check-in and the arrival. So he's turning into this place. This is the place where we do the welcome rituals right now as the property is closed, like most of the properties. So you don't see any guests, and that's the first view. Through the windows, you can see a bit of the lake, and that's the kind of view you get from almost all the rooms. Actually, all the rooms, depending on the location, the angle changes. And here it turns to come towards the reception. I'm taking this call from my lobby so that you get an impression. So that's me there. Namaste, everyone. So yeah, that's us. And from here, you will get a beautiful view to the lake and the whole scenery outside. If you can go a bit slow, Abhishek, hold it in one place and then move slowly. So this is the lush green property sprawling in front of you. There's a wonderful garden, and further on that side is the property and the wellness and other areas. You can again bring back and hold on to the lake just for maybe 5-10 seconds so that the image is very clear in the mind of our participants.
Onkar ji, can he go to the window where we could see the lake, the front view of the lake at the entrance?
This is the best view, Rishabh ji, because of the window, no, and those windows don't open.
Okay.
So he doesn't get he gets a very narrow view. So
okay, fine.
He's taking his hand out of the open window and getting you a more broader view. That's why we are able to see the garden down.
Make sure your phone doesn't fall.
Yeah. So I think that is enough. We can come back to the presentation.
Also, Onkar, if you want to add on to it, the welcome pavilion is actually on the lower side. All the rooms are actually much higher placed. So you get a view of the lake, from the room, more than the welcome pavilion.
So that's wonderful. That's Dr. Manoj Kuteri. He is our director of wellness and the person behind all the wonderful things we do at Atmantan in terms of making people get better and stay healthy and well. So that's Dr. Manoj Kuteri, and myself. I'll share my. Can I be seen, Rushabh?
Yeah, you can be seen, sir.
Okay, well, because I was talking. Okay, fine, fair enough. So, namaste, everyone. My name is Onkar Singh. I'm the general manager, and with me, along with Dr. Manoj Kuteri, is there, whom I just introduced, and together we'll be making this short and crisp presentation, helping all wonderful people here to understand Atmantan as a resort, what we offer better. It's very motivating to see we have close to 400 participants. So I think that's a great number. Thank you, Rishabh, for putting it together, and thank you to each and every person there for tuning in. So, in COVID times has put a lot of challenges in front of us. But during this time, all of us have learned a lot of things. Before COVID times, you would have never thought of putting 400 people, 500 people together on one platform, so where challenges always bring us new learnings, and I'm sure this thing will keep on going after post-COVID also to stay connected. It's a wonderful thing that we learn and we take it from there. So, Rushabh, should I start my presentation?
Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Okay, so I'll share my screen. Okay, can everyone see my landing page of
Yes,
the?
sir. Yes, sir, we can see it.
Okay, great. So Atmantan, since video is already shown and my colleague Abhishek walked through a small part of the resort, I'm sure people have got a fair idea of the look and feel of the property. We are located in the hills on the outskirts of Pune. The place is Mulshi. So between Mulshi and the Tamini Ghat. These are the crystalline hills, and just now you must have seen in the picture also, it's a bit cloudy here. Now as I speak, it's turning a bit sunny. But generally in monsoons, this place becomes like heaven, you know, like it's like a hill station. As you can see, the clouds are covered almost everywhere. And even throughout the year, the weather is very pleasant here. It's always a couple of degrees cooler than Pune or Mumbai, and much lesser pollution, being away from the city, 40 kilometers from Pune and about 184 kilometers from Mumbai airport. Now, we are a 42 acres resort with 97 rooms, and Atmantan Wellness Center, as the name indicates, you know, is everything about staying healthy and improving the well-being quotient of all of our guests. And along with doing that, where people come to us for simple relaxation, rejuvenation, people also come to us for specific lifestyle ailments, be it diabetes or be it hypertension and many other. And at the later stage in the presentation, Dr. Manoj will be taking us more in detail with that. So before I go into the property details, I hope you can, I would like to share the kind of feedback our guest, sorry, I jumped the gun, share with us. So if you look at this, you know, this is the feedback of a lady who came to us for a specific lifestyle disorder where she had unsteady hands and all that. But after the treatment here for about 58 nights, imagine that's the drawing made by her with a pencil. And that's her thank you note to us, you know. So that is the kind of achievement we have with our guest. This is from another guest whose resting heart rate was, his resting heart rate before coming here used to be 81, and at moment he achieved it to be around 69, which is a great achievement, which is almost like a perfect healthy heart. Then I'm sure everyone recognizes that personality, that Miss Sonali Vendre, who was here with us a couple of months back, and this is her post on her anniversary. And this is another one from another lady, Miss Shalini Lunia, who stayed with us last year, and she was so happy with us that while she was here, she wrote this beautiful poem about Atmantan. And obviously we are very thankful to her for that, and this is a piece of art that we have displayed in our wellness, you know. So these are some of the motivations, and these are the kind of feedback from the guests who come here, and the quality of experience they take and their life improvement, which keep us motivated and keep on getting better and better with every day as we go by. We are also have international presence. Although our majority of the guests are from Mumbai, Gujarat, a lot from Pune, and is slowly increasing from Hyderabad, Delhi, Calcutta, Bangalore, and other parts of India. So we have a lot of guests now coming from Russia, Europe, and I mean, even from US, though we have not done much activity in that part of the world at the moment. So now let me tell you something about our owners. Sorry. This place is very special, you know, because of the kind of owners we have. So our owners are Mr. Nikhil Kapoor and Shamili Agarwal Kapoor. Mr. Kapoor is an Ironman triathlete. It's a very high intensity endurance race, and he has done it 5 times. And for those of you who might not know what Ironman race is, it's event that happens in different parts of the world that the organization conducts in different countries. And first Ironman in India was held last October in Goa, but that was a half Ironman. Now in this, what happens is a person has to swim about 3.8 kilometers, cycle 187 kilometers, and run a full marathon, which is 42 kilometers within a span of maximum time limit is 16 hours. So you can imagine the endurance it tests. Shamili, again, is a health practitioner. She's a pranic healer. So as I said, the reason it's very important for us to know our owners is when the owners themselves are health and fitness freak, then you know the energy that drives the resort and its everyday's activities is these people's passion for fitness and wellness. And that's how we maintain our top world-class quality, and along with that, continuously innovating in our offering what we provide, so that we are a step ahead with the challenges that the world presents us. Like in today's scenario, everywhere, immunity is the big word which is coming in. Like the only thing that can help every individual to fight against coronavirus, apart from social distancing, is the immunity. And that is what exactly Atmantan does. With every health program that we offer, it contributes to improving the immunity of our program, of our guest. And immunity, obviously, all of us understand, is our inbuilt ability of our. I believe some people are raising hand. Can everyone hear me, or is there any?
Everyone can hear you. It's just that I think they're pressing it when they're entering. So it's okay. You can just carry on with the PPT.
Okay, I just that's a good reassurance that everyone can hear me.
Yeah.
So to continue from what I was talking, so immunity is the big thing, and that's what we do here. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity, and I thank Suresh ji and Rishabh ji for giving us this opportunity to present Atmantan to such a big audience and talk about us, which is the need of the hour. But it's just a matter of time when the things will get better and people would be able to travel. So Atmantan, as the name indicates, it's a wonderful word, made out of 3 words: Atma, Man, and Tan. And for a wellness center, I mean, when we got this name for our resort, we have been thinking, I doubt there could have been a better word for a wellness center that is all about, improving the balanced state of mind, body, and soul. So from here onwards, we will talk about our wellness program that we offer. Before I go into the property details at the later in terms of statistics. So I will let Dr. Manoj take over from here, and let us know what kind of health programs do we offer and what are the different objectives that people come to us. As I said, apart from the health programs, this is a wonderful place where we get a lot of guests coming for just relaxation and rejuvenation, to spend time with themselves, quality time with their better halves. Like sometimes when couple comes to us, they tell us that we have never spoken to each other as much after we have come to Atmantan and spoken, because this is a very quiet resort. It's a no alcohol resort. We serve only healthy food. And also, yeah, I mean, that's it. Yeah. So Manoj, can you take it over from here?
Namaste, everyone. Thank you, Onkar, and thank you, Rishabh, for having us here. And it is actually a great pleasure to see such a large crowd, as Onkar said, in these difficult times. So I will just take you through the property or the operations in detail, mainly concerned with the wellness experience. Okay, while, as Onkar mentioned, while we are very strong on hospitality and also luxury vacation, we are also very much focused on providing a high-end wellness experience. When I say wellness experience, we are actually one of the best integrated wellness center within India. And what we do is basically providing optimum wellness experience by combining different tools, whether it is evidence-based knowledge, which comes from fitness, physiotherapy, nutrition, functional medicine, and also the traditional knowledge that comes from India, which is mainly Ayurveda, yoga, and also naturopathic medicine, and also the traditional Chinese medicine. Okay, so these are the different packages that we have. Ayurvedic Panchakarma is actually one of the most popular one, and I have only listed like the most popular ones here. We have about 12 retreats, out of which Ayurveda Panchakarma is one of the most popular one, which goes from a minimum of 7 days and it goes up to 28 days. We have holistic health, which is mostly for emotional trauma, and also like we have had a lot of people coming here like after the cancer treatment or for the post rehabilitation treatments and things like that. We have another one which is called as a restorative physiotherapy. This we have started because we were the first to just start something called as a preventive physiotherapy concept in India, which was nothing heard of in India. people normally go to physiotherapy centers only to just get better after surgery or after having an injury. So we have actually completely changed that mindset of people. And we also have a tie-up with one of the hospitals in India, a leading orthopedic hospital, where people or they send us clients before and after the surgery for a proper rehabilitation. Natural healing, I will come to that in detail, but this is mostly a softer, a less treatment uh, uh, option, where people have, when Onkar will actually explain you the rates and other things, you will get an idea. But this is basically a treatment which is of a retreat which is purely based on reversal of diseases, like which are basically lifestyle diseases, autoimmune diseases, all these different conditions. There are about 30 different diseases that are listed under natural healing, which we do a complete reversal program. Master cleanse, again, one of the most popular retreat, which is actually also called as in conventional terminology, it's called as a detox retreat, where we put people on different kind of dietary protocols and do a complete detox of the body, which is high time needed now, like, I think post lockdown. Journey through yoga is a yoga oriented program which is purely based on different protocols in yoga and making them better in the yoga.
Before I move to the next slide, just a request, Manoj, if you go slightly slow, I believe, in terms of the pitch as we are talking. I
okay,
think,
sure, yeah.
And second thing, we might not be discussing prices later, so I will clarify the difference between natural healing and the other retreats in terms of prices. Basically, what we have done is we used to get a lot of feedback in terms of price perception, that some guests might think that we are expensive. So what we have done is we have created this special retreat called Natural Healing, and now we are launching another one called Super Immunity. These retreats are focused on only the therapeutic part. When I say therapeutic part, I mean sessions which are therapeutic in nature, and food which might have herbal prescriptions, and so that it deals only with the lifestyle ailment. And these treatments do not have massages or those kind of massage therapies included in that, and that's why they're priced at a more aggressive and affordable price, where people who really, their primary idea is to get better and get over some lifestyle ailment or disease for that matter that they have been tolerating for very long. So that's the purpose of launching this special retreat, natural healing and super immunity, to help people to get better.
Additionally, we have also launched last year a program called as a youth retreat, which is primarily targeting on people within the age group of 15 to 25. And this particular retreat, as again, what I said, it doesn't have much of massages included. The objective here is to just teach this group, which are basically the teenage group, a healthy habit, and also adopting a positive lifestyle. And this can very well focus on improving the fitness, maintaining an optimum weight, and also have a balanced lifestyle habit. So this is more like a program which also was really popular among these teens who were actually just taking the break from the studies and all those things, and they wanted to come and experience. And these retreats, like youth retreat, natural healing, super immunity, all these retreats will be a minimum of 7 days. And this is actually what I was actually talking about, the natural healing retreat. Now there is a lot more awareness among the public, especially after this COVID-19 situation, that having a pre-existing condition, any person will be more vulnerable to get these kind of infections, whether it is virus or bacteria and stuff like that. So the host immunity or our own immunity is regarded as one of the most important steps that one should take for preventing these kind of illnesses. And there are certain behavior which are modifiable behaviors, we call it as, which can predispose into these diseases. Like, for example, a disease like diabetes, which is very prevalent in India, cardiovascular problems, hypertension, asthma, allergies, all these conditions are because of these impaired lifestyle habits or improper lifestyle. And there are certain behaviors, as I said, addictions, eating habits, lack of exercise or physical inactivity, sleep issues, So these kind of and also maybe lack of stress management, because we are actually living in a very fast-paced society. So we are only constantly thriving to meet deadlines and things like that. So taking a break, having a look on oneself and identifying what kind of transformation one can adopt in the lifestyle will help hugely in preventing these kind of illnesses, which are so-called lifestyle illnesses. And it is termed as lifestyle illnesses because it comes because of a lifestyle issue. Okay, so we can very well address this condition, and we can completely reverse these conditions by having a proper protocol around that, by addressing all these different lifestyle conditions. So that is what a natural healing retreat does. We only started this about 6 months ago, and this has been like going very, very popular. And we have even had people like coming from overseas as well, who stayed with us for 28 nights, 35 nights, addressing this kind of rheumatoid arthritis, autoimmune conditions. We even had people come for systemic lupus SLE, as most of you might know. So these kind of conditions we have actually treated successfully, and we also keep them on the loop. We actually continuously follow up with them, because 1 month of treatment may not be complete for these 15, 20 years of long-standing illnesses. So we keep them engaged for a period of time, like with continuous conversation and communication from the doctors. This is actually what we do. Like we have different culinary concept in Atmantan. We have a Ayurvedic menu, which is purely for supporting Ayurvedic retreat and also yoga retreat. And this is purely based on the body constitution, or every person's body is different. And identifying this constitutional makeup, we provide the food that supports the constitutional habits. We also have something called as a wellness cuisine, which is prepared by based on all the wellness concepts and wellness protocols around healthy eating. We don't use any unhealthy products, like, for example, refined flour, refined sugar, then refined oils. So these things are absolute no-no for Atmantan. So we use healthy substitutes. We have had cases where like some of the guests wanted to really have like a healthy pizza, and our chefs have actually put together a pizza based on almond flour and things like that, or almond cheese. So it was more like a kind of healthy option. So you can make anything and everything, and there is a healthy option for that. This is actually the one of the retreat. As I said, I have some pictures to show you. This is the Ayurvedic Panchakarma retreat, and we do these Ayurvedic programs similar to, or even beyond how it is done in most of the traditional Ayurvedic places that you find in Kerala. The entire team of Ayurvedic practitioners come from Kerala, including the therapists, the doctors. We bring our medicines from one of the ancient product house of Ayurveda, which is called as a Kottakkal Pharmacy in India, in Kerala. So we bring all the medicines from there. We don't believe in giving a lot of pre-packed medicine, because these days the Ayurvedic medicine has been proven to be very high on heavy metals, which can actually cause you metal poisoning. So we believe in preparing the herbs, fresh medicine from our own garden. We grow about 65 to 70 herbs like within our property, and we prepare the herbs based on the doctor's prescription, and we give it to the guest. This particular procedure that you see there is called as a pulse diagnosis. We do a lot of diagnostic features besides blood tests. For blood tests, we have a tie-up with one of the leading international chains of labs. So they do the normal conventional blood tests, but there are a lot of other non-invasive techniques that we do to identify the person as a whole. Okay, blood test will give you only a kind of objective picture, but it doesn't really give you any feeling about your emotional state and things like that. So these kind of diagnoses help us identifying your stress levels and things like that. And what you see here, the pulse diagnosis, which is normally done in most Ayurvedic places manually, we do it manually, and we also validate these findings with a computerized software. And these are other Ayurvedic treatment, which are very using herbs and other things like now. And we do it like now. I mean, there are certain treatments which are very native to Kerala, and we use those treatments as well. Pirichili is actually a very complex massage done by 2 to 3 persons, and a lot of oil is used in this particular treatment. And I must say that also, just to add on to it, someone was asking a question about how many therapists do you have. We have therapists who are multi-skilled. We have Western therapists. We have Ayurvedic therapists. We have about 10 to 12 therapists only dedicated for Ayurvedic treatment. And we have about 20 plus therapists doing the Western treatment. All our trainings are done by in-house trainers, and also every year we bring in expertise from overseas. We have people who come for teaching specialized skills from everywhere, from UK, from Thailand, all these different places. We bring in trainers for a few days, and we give them this kind of refresher training every year. Abhyanga, this is actually the Ayurvedic dietary protocol, as I said, based on the body types. It's not that everyone is given like all this food. If people who are coming on Ayurvedic weight loss program, then there is a different concept altogether. But I'm just showing you a typical Indian thali, how it normally looks like, which are heavy on carbs. But here, you know how consciously this has been put together, giving importance to all your macros and micros. And these are the other diagnostic tools that you see there. Like I won't go in detail about it, but this particular diagnosis can even predict the incidence of diabetes and cardiovascular problems, like much earlier. Like even a year earlier, we can actually just see and predict that, okay, this person has a tendency to get diabetes. And also we know, like we talk about aging factors, and we know like every one of us, or most of us, majority will have a physical age, and you also have a metabolic age. So what makes us look aged is our metabolic age. Although we may be 40 years, if you really look at the body organs or the functions of these organs, maybe about 10 years more. Okay, and we can predict these things like based on the arterial damage, how much blood damage has been happened to the blood vessels, and we can predict this metabolic age, and we can bring it back. This particular test is mainly for identifying your adaptation to stress. It's very difficult to say that, no, I don't have any stress. Everyone has stress, but how you manage the stress is very important, more than having the amount of stress. Onka, if you could move on. This particular thing is actually called as a body composition analyzer, which gives you a segmental analysis of your fat mass, muscle mass, bone mass, water content. So it actually gives you all the different fragments, and we can actually just then come to a conclusion what is actually need to be focused. If your water percentage is low, then we have to improve the water percentage. If your fat content is high, then we have to just address the fat content. If your muscle mass is too low, then we actually just try to build the muscle mass. So all these things can be done, and this is part of all the retreats, everyone who comes to Atmantan, this particular test. And here, what you see here is actually, we say that, like when we talk about fitness, we all say that, okay, I'm fit, but can you measure it? Yes, we can. This is normally used in sports clinic based on your oxygen saturation in the body. You can find out about your endurance, how good you are in your fitness levels. And this is again another thing what I mentioned earlier about physiotherapy. We believe in a kind of postural assessment, which is part of all the retreats that we do in Atmantan. Everyone actually goes through this half an hour assessment, where you can find out whether your posture is right or not. We see that 90% of the people don't have a correct posture, and this could lead to a lot of other issues, including hypertension, asthma, the gas, bloating, or even the we call it as gastroesophageal reflux, the reflux disease, acid reflux. And this is actually some of the manual mobilization technique that we do, and the exercise that we do as part of the physiotherapy. This is actually called as a postural integration. We believe in a lot of human intervention in our physiotherapy module, and not too much of machine-based physiotherapy. These are some of the traditional Chinese medicine called as cupping, and then we also have acupuncture. We also use moxibustion, which is basically burning that stick on the acupuncture for maximized effect. These are some of the Western treatment called as body scrub. We also have pranic healing, which is basically a spiritual treatment. Onkar briefly mentioned about the land of prana, like where we are located. It is actually abundant in white quartzite crystals, and this has a healing frequency. So when you do any procedures like on this land, it has a maximized effect. And pranic healing is based on the chakra cleansing and also the aura cleansing. It's a fantastic treatment, which is very popular. Now the exercise facilities, we have classes starting from 6:30 a.m. in the morning till late evening, and the number of classes that we do, like, you know, it varies from every person's endurance. We have the basic practices, intermediate practices, advanced practices. What you see here is called as a functional resistance training, which is using, like, you know, absolutely no weight at all, and using only body's weight as a resistance. That is our gym facility and the fitness facilities. This is actually the indoor pool. All our pools are saltwater pools. We don't use any chlorine for disinfecting or cleaning. And this particular indoor pool is also a temperature controlled pool. We have two pools. One is the private pool, part of the Mango Tree Villa. And we also have this indoor pool where we do a lot of aqua based activities as well, like aqua jam, aqua kickboxing. We also do floating yoga on a floating board, or fitness on a floating board. This is actually a very, very good practice for core building. And that is the outdoor pool, which is not temperature controlled, but it is a saltwater pool. And this is actually a sample day, which I was mentioning. Like, we start with 6:30 a.m. in the morning, starting with a Kriya practice, which is a yoga cleansing technique. Then we have 7:30 yoga. Then throughout the day, we have different kind of fitness and yoga, Pilates, dance classes. There are 4 or 5 different types of dance classes. We have 2 aqua classes, which is very popular throughout the day. We also have stretching practices. We have body boot camps. We have circuit training. We have animal flow workout, outdoor training. We have organic farming, cooking classes. So all these, and lectures, all these things. And we normally finish this activity program towards the evening around 6 o'clock by the meditation, which is a soothing practice that can go very well at the end of the day. And then a lecture from a doctor, like on different topics. So you are never, keeping yourself idle at Atmantan. If you want to be keeping busy throughout the day, you have an opportunity to do that. And your treatment will be just like, shuffled in between, so that you can actually just avail the other activities as well. We also, besides doing all these intense integrated wellness experience like at Atmantan, we also bring in expertise from abroad and other places who are visiting practitioners at various places, like across the globe, and practicing for many years. Like, for example, Toby Maguire, he has been a visiting practitioner going around visiting every wellness centers around the globe for the last 12 to 15 years. And he is actually very popular in doing Tai Chi, Sujok, Qigong, like these are basically martial art. And also Sujok is basically an acupuncture technique where you also he does auriculopuncture, which is basically ear acupuncture. Paul Emery is again like a quantum emotional healing therapist. He has devised his own technique. He has written, he is author of a book as well, like on emotional healing. So he also has years of experience, and he was supposed to visit us like in the month of April, but because of the situation, like, it's been deferred. But we bring in these people. It's not only one-time event. They come back. Toby has been with us like almost 3 to 4 times. They come back every 6 months or so that there is a continued connectivity for people who want to continue the treatment under their guidance. I'm talking about like this particular treatment. Toby also does hypnotherapy as well. So these are treatments that we don't really do, but it actually just complement our offerings, and they are experts in doing so. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Dr. Manoj.
Onkar, sorry to interrupt you, but can we have a few questions to the attendees for the contest?
Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So again, as we always do, we again have a contest for the Atmantan Resort, wherein we'll be asking you 4 questions in terms of a poll, and there are complimentary nights to be given away at the Atmantan Resort. So the first question will be on your screen right now. How many temperature controlled swimming pools does the Atmantan Resort have? This will be a tricky question. If they've heard clearly, they'll answer the right answer, or they won't. Onkar, I'll give it to you because I don't think a lot of people are giving the correct answer.
So your answer is this 1, 2, 3, and 4, what you have written, correct? This is the answer, the number, correct?
Yeah.
So we have two temperature controlled swimming pool, which as Dr. Manoj mentioned while he was making the presentation. One is the spa therapeutic pool. Another he mentioned is the private pool in the villa, Mango Tree Villa.
Thank you, sir. The second question will be on your screen right now. Where is the Atmantan located? The resort, where is it located? This should be a no-brainer, sir. Again, 99% people have given the correct answer. It is located near Mulshi, near Pune. Again, Siddharth will be posting the webinar links for the future webinars in the chat box. So I request everybody to please register on them after this webinar is done with. Onkar ji, over to you. You can continue.
Great. So I think that builds some excitement and some energy with those two questions. So let's move on. We have very little left now because the technical part is over. So now we come to the property part in terms of the statistics, rooms, and other areas. Before I move on, I'd like to again emphasize, as you know, because to get a bit out of the total clinical mood, we have been said by Dr. Manoj, that apart from coming, apart for the people can come here for lifestyle ailment, this is ideal resort for people to come for simple relaxation and rejuvenation with families and friends, where they'll be served only healthy meals and home-like meal. Let me tell this. Atmantan definitely is not a place like of indulgence like you have in Goa. It's not that kind of a place, but yes, if you want to be with nature, this is the place. Okay, sometime during the presentation, there was a question in the chat box that our kids policy. So just to answer on that, Atmantan is a no kid resort. We do not take kids below 14 years of age. After 14, kids can travel, and boys or girls more than 18 can take treatments. Having said that, there are certain months of the year, which is generally the vacation months. Then generally we do April, May, June. We open our resort to the kids as a family wellness program, where people can come with kids above the age of 8. And we also have fun and healthy and learning activities for kids, so that we can get our kids in being conscious to be healthy, build healthy habits with the kids. So they also have activities like yoga for kids, then farming and living with the nature, and basic idea of food, because these days the way some of the kids never see villages or the fields. Kids might not even know what a tomato plant looks like. If you go to the West, maybe actually Westerners are returning. If you go to the Europe, they are returning more close to the nature and than sometimes in the cities of what is happening in India. And for them, the tomatoes come from a supermarket. So the picture you see in front is the wonderful view you have from our Mango Tree Villa. So that is the second temperature controlled saltwater pool, and you get to see the lake from there, and there's lovely crystalline hills around, and the gazebo is the private dining area of the villa. So we have one villa which is about 1500 square feet in area. I think my screen has frozen. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me. I think it's not moving, so I'll have to just restart my presentation. Just give me a minute. Oh, it's going. It's fine.
Okay.
So we can move on. So that's the Mango Tree Villa view from the other side. So this is a 1500 square feet villa, which has its own. It's a one bedroom this side. Then you have a living room, which is here. Further on the right, it has its own small little gym with a treadmill and some medicine balls. It has its own couple treatment room, steam and sauna, and an outdoor shower. And this pool, which I mentioned earlier, and a private dining gazebo. It comes with a private butler. So basically, if someone checks into this villa, the person does not need to step out of the villa for any kind of wellness treatment, except for a few like Ayurveda and some other treatment which might need a swimming pool or those kind of things. And it's very popular. This is high in demand, and our highest occupancy is in villa as compared to, if I take in terms of occupancy level as compared to other rooms. It's used by a lot of celebrities and the industrialists. This is our second category of room, which is Acacia Lake View. This is about 480 square feet. This has got, this is closer to the lake and about 480 square feet. And it's of a five-star luxury standard, all the amenities which are there, including a TV, central air condition, and 350 set count bed sheets and 4 fixture bathrooms. All our bathrooms in all the rooms have a big window that overlooks the lake. This is our deluxe category room, which is, sorry, I forgot to tell one thing. We have one of Mango Tree Villa and 16 of Acacia Lake View rooms. Then this is our deluxe category, Ashoka Arjuna. We have 80 of these rooms. And if you have noticed, all our rooms are named on the trees which are found in this area, like Mango Tree, Acacia, Ashoka, and Arjuna. This room is close to 250 to 315 square feet. And all our rooms are in a cluster of 8. It's a block of 8, 4 at the garden level and 4 at the balcony level. And the view that you saw of the lake, as Dr. Manoj said earlier, was from the lobby level. And most of our deluxe rooms are located above this level. So the view is wider, and Acacia room is located closer to the lake. So it has uninterrupted view. That's our dining area. That's the main dining hall. Again, food is healthy and it is modern wellness cuisine, which is presented with equal style and flair that you might see in any five-star hotel. The only difference being we get equally creative. We do different international cuisines, but we do not use any harmful ingredients, which like refined flour, refined sugar, and any fat which is not healthy. We use only, we always find a substitute and figure out, like even we serve chocolate mousse without cream and all. We use avocado instead of cream and those kind of things. That's the view from our dining area, the al fresco dining outside of the Vistara. Then we have few alternate dining spaces, like Tejas is our juice bar that operates between the meal hours, where our people who come on, those who are not on very strict controlled diet can have mid-meal snacks, which are again in very mindful portion. Mindfulness is a big thing of everything that happens around at Atmantan. This is again another alternate dining space, Chantara Barbecue Lounge. We do weekly barbecues here, and sometimes we also use it for private group dinners, because we do get groups. Sometimes family get together as a group and they want to have their private space and special menus and all, so we do it for them. We even get corporate groups. Sometimes people do their corporate wellness workshop, like the top leaders, they want to have a meeting, as well as along with that they want to improve their wellness quotient. We have had, I mean, in a year we get at least 20 to 25 such high profile leadership clients who wants to, you know, do a wellness program along with having their annual meetings. So as Dr. Manoj said earlier, it's not only about giving the experience. We encourage that people take maximum takeaways from here, a lot of learning. So where we serve healthy food, this is one of the most popular, again, activities that we do is a healthy cooking class. So Soulful Spoon is our cooking workshop, and we even have a YouTube channel, so Soulful Spoon, which time to time we update our healthy recipes, and a lot of guests follow it, and people write to us, they stay with our chefs to, you know, to learn to cook healthy food so that they can bring wellness home. So along with doing business, we take care of the environment around us. What you see in front on this screen looks like a lovely flower garden, but if you read down below, actually this is our sewage treatment plant. So what we use a technology called SIBF, that is soil bioengineering. So that's what it is, immunobiofilter. That's our treatment plant, and the quality of recycling that happens is better than a chemical-based treatment plant that you see in city buildings. Rainwater harvesting is done at many different points in the resort. We have 4 solar water heating plants. So during daytime, all our water that is heated through solar plants. Monsoon does pose a bit of a challenge, but it's still 80% of the heated water, hot water that we use comes out of our solar treatment plants. Atmantan, as I said, is a place to be close to the nature, and there are a lot of people come here for bird watching because there are a lot of varieties of birds which are, you know, native to this place.
Unkarji, I think, in fact, now that you've touched upon this bird watching, people can also listen to the birds chirping in the background.
Yeah, you can hear it in the background. Yeah, that's what it is, and that's what the that COVID has done this time. Anywhere you walk, actually you hear it other times also because this place is anyway quiet,
Yeah.
so you get to hear the birds. So we are 4 years young. We are not a very old resort, but in 4 years we have won quite a few global and national level awards. And thanks to all the people who have been visiting us. You also saw a review earlier, which I had shared. We are doing well. We have got Condé Nast Award, Spa Asia Award, World Spa Awards. Okay. So now coming to the main thing, because everyone will have this question. Things have changed, times have changed. How will we operate? So I have put only very few points of what we have done to navigate this new normal. Now we are in the process of defining. Some have already been defined. We are working on it every day of developing a big manual, rather every SOP, every touch point in the resort, be it in the food and beverage, be it in the wellness, be in the housekeeping, is being looked at and re-evaluated in terms of how will we do that task now differently. Now, if I just highlight very few points, like pre-arrival, like even before come here, we send the reservation, send them a lot of information that you need to have this, like you need to carry a mask, sanitizer, those are basic. And also before you come here, we want everyone to install the Arogya Setu app, which Indian government has done. And I guess that would be the thing later on, and government is anyway making it compulsory in many places. So, and also a kind of a declaration to take from every guest that they have not traveled or they have not interacted, those kind of standard protocols. Then all the daily arrivals, whoever comes into the resort, like guest, vendor, employees will be screened. Like to share with you at the moment, I have a team of about 125 people in the resort. We have not stepped out of the resort in last 40 days. We get our supplies here as and when required. And this team, now when the lockdown opens, some of them might go home before we get ready to open again. But we have had almost zero interaction with the city outside. Wherever we have to go in case of medical emergency, that's the only place people have gone out, and that too with extreme care. So that to keep that what has gives us the confidence that the resort is a perfectly safe place. So these are the steps that will take. Temperature and physical symptoms screening at main entrance. Face mask would be compulsory. Clinical checkup. Now we have an advantage. We have a team of in-house doctors, and this we started doing even before the lockdown started as a precaution. That when people are checking in after the initial screening at the main gate, when they reach the lobby, they will have a kind of physical clinical screening by our team of doctors of temperature, blood pressure, your oxygen saturation, and those kind of stuff, or the physical inspection of the throat and those kind of things. And as I mentioned earlier, access given only to those with Arogya Setu app. If someone does not have, then we will make them download it. And then every touch point is being detailed, as I mentioned earlier. Contactless check-in is what we are working on, so that there is no exchange of paper. Guests just come in and everything happen electronically between the phone and the software interface. Wellness pavilion, contactless, paperless itineraries, all reception staff, everyone will wear masks. Now, I'm sure question will come up, what will you do with the physical treatments? So frankly speaking, there also we are defining all the protocols, what to be safe. Now, whether the massages will be given or not, that will go definitely as per what are the government guidelines. As per at present, as you know, the government had closed all the spas and the swimming pool. So we will be with the government, we'll follow the protocol there. But if government allows to open, we are definitely ensuring that all our employees stay safe. So the person who is giving the treatment would be safe, and the person who is receiving the treatment, we would have already done the screening. And even after that, we'll define every step of the treatment to make sure the physical transmission of any infection chances are very, very minimal, like wearing mask. Every person who's taking the treatment will have to wear mask during the treatment. And we will avoid the treatment where there's a face-to-face exposure. As I said, in restaurant also, these are the normal protocol all the restaurants are doing. So we are no different. Extra distances between tables, no buffet, only a la carte, and maybe only boxed meals, so that you don't get the plates and you wash them again and again. Maybe the meal comes from the kitchen in a box. Housekeeping, public areas, frequent cleaning and sanitization with chemical grade approved disinfectants using electrostatic sprays. Frequent sanitization of high contact surfaces such as doorknob switches. micro detailing of every surface cleaning in guest room. So as I said, the above points are only an indication, and we have got a very exhaustive operational SOP for the new normal. So that's the location. If you look at the map, we are next to Lake Mulshi. Here you see this big A. On the right, you have this NH4 going towards Bangalore. On the left, towards Mumbai. And on the other side of the highway is Pune. We are on this side. So basically, if you, for those who have visited Lonavala or Lavasa, we are geographically somewhere between these two in the hills. But it has a different route. It's not on the way to Lavasa or on the way to Lonavala. These are the ways we can reach by air via Mumbai or Pune. As I mentioned earlier, we are 184 kilometers from Mumbai airport and about 60 kilometers from Pune airport. There are private chopper services. There are agencies in Bombay and Pune that fly. So we do pass on that information if someone wants. By road, it takes about 3.5 hours from Mumbai and 90 minutes from Pune airport. So basically that's it. Come and find the Omen here.
Thank you, Omkarji. Lovely presentation, actually. And I'll just ask the final two questions to our attendees for the contest. For people, there are people who joined us a little late. Siddharth has just shared the links for the future webinars. So please register on them. The final two questions for today will be on your screen right now. The question is, how many rooms does Atmantan have? Majority of you have given 97 as the correct answer. The correct answer is 97. And the last question for today. What is the total area of the Atmantan resort? Yes, and again, 74% of you have given the correct answer. Atmantan is spread over 42 acres. So Omkarji, we'll just move on to the Q&A round now. There are a few questions that the agents have asked.
Sure.
The first question would be, I think this question has been asked by a lot of people here. What would be the liquor policy? Do you allow liquor in the resort?
No, it's a no alcohol resort. Okay. Because the whole purpose of resort is to promote well-being and, you know, to improve well-being quotient and help people to heal. Now, liquor in the personal life people do, maybe, you know, in reasonable quantities, it might not affect. There are a lot of arguments, but at a place that focus on, you know, being well, we do not serve liquor. Now, having said that, I would want to share that only in terms of corporate groups, if there are corporates who are coming for small meetings, who have a different agenda, who are not on wellness package, only for corporates, we serve separately in a different area by taking a license.
Okay, thank you, sir. The second question would be, is this a pure vegetarian resort?
No, it's not a pure vegetarian resort, though predominantly our cuisine is vegetarian. We do not serve all kind of meat. We serve only white meat, which is chicken and fish and chicken and fish, basically. That's it. We don't even get other seafood because that needs to be had fresher than what we can get at this kind of a place. So that's the only non-veg we serve.
Okay.
And egg, that should be taken as a non-veg. Yeah.
Okay. Another question for you would be, do you allow, Sharat Tibrewal is asking this question, do you allow a triple occupancy in the room?
See, no, we do not allow triple occupancy because our rooms are built for, you know, double occupancy, and we do not have that kid policy as this thing. So we do not have the extra beds in the resort.
Okay. And another question by Mr. KD Singh, he's asking, is there any age limit for the elderly or is there no limit?
No, elderly, there is no age limit as long as they are healthy and they're self-dependent to move on their own and they don't have any severe complication. Now, Manoj, I hope I've answered it correct, or you want to add on to that? Dr. Manoj?
I don't think he's there, sir.
I can see him there. Maybe he just stepped away. So basically, that's what it is. There is no age limit. As long as they're fit to move around on their own, they are not, dependable, and they should not have any severe underlying conditions.
Okay. And another question for you from Mr. Ashok Javedi is, how many infinity pools does the resort have?
We have two infinity pool. One is the outdoor pool, which picture was shared, and that is also a saltwater pool, but not temperature controlled. Another infinity pool is a private pool, which is part of the Mango Tree Villa. Yeah, and we mentioned saltwater pool just to emphasize saltwater pool. The reason it is more therapeutic is because we do not add chlorine onto it, and most of the time people say the chlorine in the pool sometimes can be harmful for your skin. So that's the purpose of operating with saltwater pool.
Okay. And another agent is asking, if you have guests coming from all over the world in the resort, do you also have translators for communication?
Yes, we do have a, see, as of now, our most of the international guests who have language problem are from Russia. All of us know it. So we did have a Russian translator, and interestingly, instead of getting a Russian translator that most of the people, I mean, as a Russian translator, we got an Indian girl who's very good in her Russian, and she knows Indian culture. So that brings us closer, and she can, represent us better in the international market. And as our German market is growing, we are in the process of working out a German translator also.
Okay. And this question, I think a lot of agents over here are asking, is it only a pure wellness resort, or if somebody wants to just come for 2 nights for a holiday, can they do that? They don't want any of your wellness options. Can they just come there for leisure?
That's a wonderful question. I think I did mention in the somewhere twice in my presentation, but I'll mention it again so that it's understood very clear. Our purpose of existence is a wellness resort. But yes, we do have packages for people to come just on 1 or 2 nights, just on relaxation, rejuvenation. They can buy wellness treatments subject to availability, because when we definitely run very busy in our wellness, but someone comes just and they can even participate in other activities. We have packages where you can buy take package with the activities or without the activities, but morning yoga and all and evening yoga are anyway given to everyone, because that is some whole wellness essence of the property. So yes, people can come on simple relaxation and rejuvenation.
Yes, because we do get a lot of queries from the agents from Pune and from Mumbai saying that they just want to go there and treat it as a weekend holiday and not as a wellness holiday. So we can do that for those clients, right?
They can come. See, I'll tell you something. Yes, they can come, but I'll tell you something. When you come to a place, or anywhere, not only Atmantan, suppose you go to a forest resort, you're in the forest, away from pollution, you eat local food that comes from the fields there, like we have our own organic farms, and you eat healthy food. Though you went to relax, you come back better, because you do experience wellness, even you don't go for wellness. And that's what happens at Atmantan. Like, for the people who come on wellness package, they have a very strict diet. Now, those who come on relaxation, they will get still the food from the same kitchen, still cooked in the healthy way, but they get how much they want, because our retreat guests, we control how much they get, because see, a lot of thing about staying healthy is about how much calories you take in.
True.
So if people are, even those who come on relaxation, sometimes they want to watch their calories and they're happy. If someone wants a little more, we are happy to serve.
Right. And so can you also stress upon the child policy? As you said, below 14 years, you do not allow children into the resort. So above, if there is a child above 14 years, say there's a family of 2 plus 1. So do they have to take 2 rooms for that, or?
See, frankly, this is related to the other question which I answered some time back. Do we do triple occupancy? Now, this is a tricky one. If it comes to the thing, and really for the child, they do not want a second room, we will make exception for that. Okay, but we do not have a blanket policy of triple occupancy. But we do understand that as a parent would not want to put a single child in a separate room, or they would not want one person to sleep and 2 sleep in. We do understand that part. So we are sensitive about that.
Great. Another question that we can that somebody's asking here is, what would you suggest as the minimum number of nights is if somebody is coming for a wellness package?
Oh, that's
3 nights, 5 nights, 7 nights?
so that's a wonderful question. Actually, good that question is asked because I didn't cover. I should have covered it in my standard presentation. See, minimum number of nights on wellness packages is 3. But that's also what we say is a simple relaxation package that helps you to just feel good, better, and go. But if you want to do detox, then it would be minimum 5 nights. Now, there are also people who want to come on specific lifestyle ailments like diabetes or any other disease, what Dr. Manoj mentioned. People come for longer, maybe 7 nights, 10 nights, because all these lifestyle ailments our body gets after years of wrongdoing to our body. So it takes time to heal it. Ayurveda Panchkarma package that we do is minimum 2 weeks, and you would be surprised to know our average length of stay as of now for Indian guests is about 7 to 10 nights who come on wellness.
Oh.
And for foreigners is 14 nights. Our longest staying guests, 2 or 3 who have come to stay with us at one stretch, is about 2 months. And they had tremendous improvements. Like the first feedback which I had shared, that lady had shared with us for 58 nights.
Wow.
There was a lady who stayed for 42 nights and lost 17 kgs. Yeah.
Interesting. So I think that brings us to an end to the Q&A round. Once again, I would request everyone to please join us again tomorrow for the Leisure Hotels webinar. We have the Leisure Hotels there tomorrow with us. And also for the others who've not got the links, I'm posting it down once again in the chat box. Request you to please click on that and register for the concerned webinars. So once again, thank you, Onkarji. Thank you, Dr. Manoj.
Just before we finish, there's a very interesting question someone asked. Let me because I just saw it, I thought, let me answer it. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No problem, sir.
Yeah, just a second. This was about honeymoon. Who asked? The question went up. There's a question about honeymoon. Can you see it? It's one of the recent questions.
Recent questions, 1 second. I think it must have been answered. That's why it's not here.
Here. Ketan Thakkar.
Okay.
Yeah, so he is asking, do you advise honeymooners? But frankly, I'd be happy to share. A lot of people do come to us for honeymoons, and you'll be surprised, young couples coming to celebrate their anniversaries and birthdays, because trend is changing. Younger generation is more health conscious because they want to look good, they want to feel good. Boys are more and more wanted to have the 6-pack body, and girls want to have a 0-figure body. So when they're in the city, in the regular routine of life, they do a lot of clubbing, they do everything. So on their auspicious occasion, a lot of them want to gift themselves, this gift of wellness. And yes, people do come to us for honeymoon, and we do take honeymoon guests. And obviously, we make it special for them by customizing a lot of things for them, doing a special dinner and that kind of a thing. And sometimes people come with their own wishful things to do honeymoon packages.
Yes. So just one last question. Actually, I just happened to chance upon this. It's an amazing question asked by Siminder Singh Sohi. While alcohol is not served in the property, but is there any treatment given to cure of alcoholism?
Frankly, see, de-addiction is a very scientific process. De-addiction, we are not into de-addiction. There was a time we got into collaboration with someone, but we couldn't move on to launch it. So frankly, we do not deal in day. But if someone has a bit of willpower, we can help the person with a lot of other treatments to to control it, because the availability is not there. But if someone is an extreme case of de-addiction, then yes, this is not the place for that. Yeah.
So great, Omkarji, thank you once again. Thank you very much. And Dr. Manoj, thank you to you too. Any last few words, Omkarji?
So I just want to say again a big thanks to everyone, and particularly you, Rishabh and Suresh ji, for giving us this opportunity. and the whole almost 450 peak numbers which were there, 455 to be precise, I was monitoring. Yeah, for being there and patiently listening us, and feel free to reach us for any questions, because I saw some questions during there regarding, you know, some tie up with medical and, you know, what we can, because wellness is a need, it's the need of the hour. And particularly in India, India is the diabetic capital of the world, you know. I mean, it's sad though. Earlier started from West, but it's a big thing in India. So need is there. So in your fraternity, if there's any query, people are looking for an alternative medicine approach, we are the place. And as I said, again, emphasize on the retreat of natural healing, which is not an expensive program, because it focuses only on the healing part without the massage part, making it very affordable.
Thank you, Omkarji.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you once again. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you back tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. Thank you once again.
Thank you.